Welcome back to Check It Out with Rich. Let me ask you a question. Are you like me? When you stop for fuel or stop for a break when you're pulling your camper, you get out, you give it a walk around, check everything out, and then you grab your IR gun and you shoot your hubs to see what the temperature is, to see if your brakes are overheating or if your bearings are heating up? Well, if you are, HaloView, with collaboration from John from Tires on the Road, has come out with a new product. And it is the ATS, Axle Temperature Sensor. And this will hook up to BT7 TPMS, BT7 TPMS Solar, and a BT10 TPMS. Now, you have to contact them to make sure that your monitor is compatible with this. If not, if it does have a TPMS, they do have a download that you can download onto your monitor, and that's exactly what I ended up doing. I think like last spring, they started programming the monitors for this, so if yours is before that, you may have to reach out to them. Now, what's nice about this is it gives you instant temperature readings of both sides of your axle. So when you're driving down the road, you got your monitor there with your cameras, your TPMS, and then also your ATS. All in one package, not taking up a whole dash. It's just right there, or if you have the BT10, it'll be up on your rear view mirror. Another nice thing about this is it will work with your MORride IS system and your CART TCS axles. Another advantage of having this is, let's say your brakes are hanging up or you have your gain set too high. It'll start to heat up. You'll see it on the monitor. You know there's an issue. You can get out and check it. Another added bonus is if you're going down a steep hill, you can see if your brakes are heating up on you also. Okay, let's go over what all came in a box. Number one that came in is your sensor itself. And then it also came with CR1632 batteries, so you don't have to worry about replacing them. And they recommend changing them out once a year. And then it also came with extra screws and O-rings. And then you have extra heatsink pads. I'll explain why here in a minute when we go to do the install. And then your sensor itself, it's on a hose clamp, as you can see, and it also slides on a hose clamp. So wherever you position it, it'll make it easier for you to tighten it down or get it off. You take this blue covering off before you mount it, and then this is your heatsink, this pad here. And we're going to take this apart and see what's inside. Okay, I got the 4 screws out. They are pretty small. I don't know how well you can see that on there. But, yeah, they are pretty small, so that's why they give you extras. Okay, so now you're going to take the cover off. And if you know anything about the HaloView TPMS system, you can see that that looks just like the tire sensor. The only difference between this and the tire sensor is this is calibrated differently for how it reads heat. So you can't interchange them at all. So we're going to take the top off here. And then you can see there's an O-ring here. So that's why they gave you extra O-rings. And then your batteries here. Okay, and the body on it, which would be this part here, seems like it's aluminum. So it's pretty sturdy. At least it's not plastic. It's going to crack or anything like that. Okay, and like I was saying about the hose clamp, you can move it inside here. The other nice thing is, since it's so big, you have a lot of cranking to do to get it to tighten up. You can go ahead and cut off what you don't need. So once I got this one on, I just snipped off the rest, and then I'm going to do the same to this one before I put it on. But yeah, it is adjustable. Hose clamp itself is a 6mm. 1/4 inch is a little loose. It'll work, but you're better off just using a 6mm. Okay, the last thing with these is if you look right here, the letters and numbers on the bottom, that's your code to program this into your monitor, which we're going to go to now. Okay, so you really have 2 ways to hook this up. Number one, you can do what I did. I put it on my outside tires, and then it's all on one screen then. So if we go back, so it's all on there. And then you have another option. You can go to trailer 2, and then you can put them on here if you want to. But I like the option of having it all on trailer 1. And then, like I said, I have it on my outside tires. So to program it, you're going to go to the tire you want and then go down to manual ID. We're going to hit that. And then we're going to go B, F, B, B, 7, D. Confirm it's correct. And then hit enter. And then now it's in. Okay, it takes a minute for it to read it, but as you can see right now, it's an alarm, and that is because we don't have high temp set. So we're going to set the high temp at 125, enter, and we're good to go. And as you can see now, it's 86. It's probably still got some heat from me touching it. So it should come down with the other one, because the other one I had laying there is this one here at 80. Then all these other readings don't matter with the ATS, and you have to manually put it in. It will not auto-learn. The reason is there's no air pressure behind it to turn it on per se. Okay, and that's all there is to it. It's very easy to program, so you just have to remember to set your high temp limit. If not, it'll be going off on you all the time. Okay, we got the sensor programmed into the monitor. Now you would do that for all your sensors. And then we're ready to install, but first we got to do a couple things. Number one, you can go underneath, wrap this around and figure out how much you need to cut off. So we're going to do that to this one right here. So I'm not cranking for a couple minutes. So basically we're just going to hold this up here, get a mark, and it doesn't take much to cut them. And that's it. And then now when we go to put this on, it'll be just a few cranks and you'll have it tightened down. I do want to advise you, don't use an impact on these unless you really know how to use one. You can strip this out very easily, and then you're going to have to order a new one. Not a new sensor, a new hose clamp. Okay, now the other thing we have to do is, this is why they sent you extra heatsink pads. You want to take one of these pads, and you're going to cut it into thirds. And the reason is there's a weld going around your axle. I'll put a picture in now to show you. And then you want this to straddle that weld, but you want contact with all the steel. So you're going to put a piece of this, a third of this, on each side of this heat sink pad. So we're going to do that now. So it doesn't have to be perfect thirds. You don't want to go halfers with it, because I think half will be too big. All right, so we got that pretty much in thirds. So what we're going to do, we're going to peel off the white backing, and then we're going to stick one on one side, just like this. And then we're going to put the other one on the other side. And that will straddle both sides of the weld. You could probably cut this into quarters, because your weld's a good ½ inch or so. So this one might be a little bit too big, but we'll see once we get down there. We'll put it on, see how it fits. If I have to, I'll take this off and I'll cut a little bit off of it. Okay, now my other one, I have a big booger on the weld going around. So there's no way I can put the sensor over that weld. I'll put a picture of that in right now. And as you can see, there's no way I can get that over that weld. So what I'm going to do is, I don't think it'll fit on the outside of that weld, so I'm going to have to put it on the inside, but it'll be close enough. You'll still get a good enough reading. All right, so let's crawl underneath the camper, and we'll get these installed and wrap this video up. Okay, this isn't going to be easy to film just because it's so tight quarters, but here's that weld I was talking about. And then you want to straddle that with the 2 extra pieces you got on. Now, I already put it on there. It seems all right. So It doesn't say to do this in the directions, but I'm just going to take some sandpaper and clean this area up just a little bit, just to get any extra rust or anything off, just to get a better contact. Okay, so that's a little bit better. And like I said, my hand's going to be in the way here a lot, so bear with me. So make sure you're not catching any of the wiring you have here. You don't want to do that. That's for your brakes. And then once you get that started, it'll be a lot easier. There we go. Then, like I was saying, this does slide on here. So if you want, you can go ahead and move it down a little bit. Now we're going to put it in position now. We want it as close to your hub here as you can, but you also want to straddle that weld. So we look pretty good there. Okay, and that should be good. Now, if you want, after your first trip, you can come underneath here and check it to make sure it's still tight. I would not go super tight on this, just because of how small the hose clamp is. You don't want to strip it out. Okay, the reason for mounting it towards the back, now the other side will be facing the rear also, is one, road debris coming up. And two, it's also keeping it out of the airflow. It's kind of hidden back here behind the axle, and that won't screw up the temperature reading that you're getting. Okay, now on the other one, which is the front one here, that's the one with the booger weld on it. I'm going to have to put that in between the weld's here. I'm going to have to put that in between the weld and this wiring. So it might be up a little bit higher, but that'll be all right. All right, I'm going to get that one on, and then we'll wrap this up. Okay, so there you have it. That was relatively easy, except for crawling underneath the camper and contorting yourself to get around. The programming was easy, and the install was easy. I want to say HaloView is a top-notch company. They keep bringing out different innovations. I can't wait to see what's next. Okay, like I said, probably September, October, I'm going to put out another review video on this, just to see how it's working. I have noticed one thing. My passenger side has been running hotter by a few degrees than what the driver's side is. And all the trips we've done, the sun has been on that side. I know it sounds weird, but all the trips we've done, the sun has always been on that side. In the morning, it's on the passenger side. In the evening, we're coming home, it's on the driver's side. So that might be what it is. But in August, I'm getting my bearings repacked again, so that might be a variance there too. Okay, so like I said, great product from HaloView. So once again, thanks for checking it out. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.